I got the graveyard's shift, so I'll try to make it a bit entertaining and a bit shorter than what I planned. As in introduction, IATA has been going through some major changes in the last few years, and since I'm from Israel originally, I have a story to tell about how IATA evolved. This is how we do it in the Jewish culture. We tell a story to convey a message. And it's about this kid, a Jewish kid, who's going to a Christian school. And one day he comes back and he tells his father, Father, I won a trip to Disney World. Then the father tells him, okay, son, what was the competition? How did you win this prize? Then the kid tells him, you know, Father, we were asked to tell the most influential person in our life. So the father tells him, okay, so who did you name? So the kid says, I said, Jesus. But son, you're Jewish. Why didn't you say Moses? The son goes, Moses is Moses, business is business. So IATA, who has been delivering value-added services, mostly financial services to the aviation industry, decided to use this backbone, to use the reputation that we have to expand our services and make this industry more efficient and more cost-efficient. In the end, we are non-profit and we believe in the cliche of win-win. So let me give you some story about, let me tell you some things that we do that simplify everyone's business. One of the things that we do very well is standards. We simplify the way global entities are doing business with each other because the standards are unique and the standards are agreeable on in every country in the world. Every airport, every airline, every travel agencies understand the standards and know how to convert them into business. For example, the e-ticket is an IATA standard. With one code, you could travel around the world literally. And this is something that we do very well. We do interlining, we link airlines, we do, of course, financial services, and we do distribution. This is very key, and this is one of the key issues for this forum. And another thing which is key for this forum, which is the least sexy part of all this day, is the money. How to collect the money. Because we could do everything perfectly. We could do the marketing, the social media, we could do the website, the interaction with the clients. We could have the perfect pitch, the perfect site, the perfect experience, but how we collect the money from someone in Brazil, someone in Thailand. I want to bring this person to take the experience, whatever I'm offering, but how do I, in the end of the day, get the money? And this is what we do best. We are not very sexy. We are not doing it in a very social media context way, but we do it for many years and we do it very efficiently. And let me skip to the slide, and this is basically, this number tells it all. In the end, money is a lot about track record, is a lot about trust, is a lot about sustainability. It's not only that I'm doing it well today and I did it well the last 10 years. I need to guarantee my clients that I'm here to stay, and IATA is here to stay. And we roughly process $400 billion, which is a lot of money. And we do it for many years in a very efficient way. Our bad debt is less than 1%, meaning out of 100 euros, I'm able to collect more than 99 euros over many years. Even during the years of the crisis, our collection debt never fell below the 99. So, and this is the global average. And this is, I don't know many industries, I don't know if any one of you know many industries who are able to collect this level of money out of the total, especially in an industry which is so volatile, subject to epidemia, wars, crisis. The travel industry, as you know very well, is very impacted and is very sensitive to crisis and to global trends. So this is basically what we have to offer. And let me just skip to how we expand our services and also bring our knowledge, the business intelligence, and our capabilities to the travel and tourism industry. One of the things that we know is like Amadeus, but we have it directly from the airlines. We know exactly who bought a ticket from where to where, when it was purchased, how it was sold, what channel, what was the duration. So we have a lot of data, not only on passengers, but also on cargo. So we know how goods and people are being moved around and how it was paid for, how much was paid. And this is very powerful data that we have. And like with Amadeus, this is something that we offer to not only our members, but also to airports, governments, tourist associations, travel agencies, and everyone who wants to have this data. We have another thing that we do very well besides standards is codings. Everybody knows the three-letter codes. You want, you ask what's the code of Amsterdam, everybody will know it. Paris, everybody will know it. New York, and this is something that we do. The unique ability to identify the business entities. It's not a name, it's a code which we provide. And we know exactly the codes of all the travel agencies and the TIDs, the people who would like to have a code, but they don't want to be IATA agents. So this also enables global standards and global distribution. So the point of sales is something that we know. We know more than 100,000 point of sales. And I will skip to the last part because this is actually the purpose why I'm here. And this is to tell you that what we are doing now in the last few years is to say, we've been doing this clearing of money for many years. Why don't we expand it and give the economies of scale that we benefit from to other parties in the industry? So currently, we of course clear money between travel agencies and airlines, but we also clear money between airlines, and we also clear money between airlines and airports, and we say we could also do it for other entities who could benefit from. We have the banking infrastructure, we have bank accounts all around the world, we know how to collect money, we know how to move from one currency to another, we know how to do it very cheaply. Why don't we offer it? So that's something that we started doing recently in the last few years, and now this is something that we offer for the entire travel and tourism. So these are two examples, but I want to go into what are the benefits, and the benefits are basically our long-term capabilities that we've developed in each local market, which is basically the BSP. I'm sure that most of you know the BSP. The BSP, I don't know if you know, but it is adjusted to each local market. In each market in the world, IATA has forums, which are called financial forums, which are basically a combination of travel agencies and airlines who decide on the local conditions, meaning each market constantly fine-tune the way business is being conducted. So it's not a one-size-fits-all way of collecting money, it's a tailor-made to the local market conditions. So the way in which we collect money, the way in which money is being managed, the way in which risk is being handled in Greece is different than the way it is being managed in Italy, and it's different than the way it is managed in Scandinavia or in Asia or in every other country. So this is a process which is constantly ongoing, and we are constantly adjusting it to the local market conditions. So we add payment methods, we fine-tune the risk, we add ways of mitigating risk, and this is how we are able to collect more than 99% of all the outstanding invoices. The ability to really be in the local market. In telecom, in the wireless, or in the IT industry, there is always the issue of the last mile. How do I get the data to actually reach the client, the last few meters from the street to the house? And this is exactly what we do. We know how to provide the last mile. I know how to collect money from a 7-Eleven kiosk in Bangkok and bring it from Thai baht, from a 7-Eleven in Bangkok to Greece in euros. And this is something that we could also offer you guys or anyone in the industry. And this is really the great advantage of IATA. But this is something, it's not fancy, doesn't have very nice things that we could share on Facebook or Twitter, but it does the job, and it's really what matters. It's the cash, it's the money, it's the ability to bring you, at the end of the day, you could do amazing job in your social media, but getting the money is where it gets tricky. So this is it. I promise to make it simple. These are some of the benefits or some of the services that Thais provide. Basically, it's mirroring what the BSP does. The great part of it is the ability to simplify, to reconcile. There is always issues of what was booked, what was actually delivered. There are always disputes in the industry. People say, I booked this, but I received that. I'm not going to pay this, I want to pay that. How do you reconcile it? How do you move it? How do you keep track of it? And this is something that we've been doing for the airlines, and this is something also which is a part of Thais. So basically, Thais is a BSP which is more flexible than a BSP. It's a BSP light because it doesn't have the risk management aspect of the BSP, but we could still deliver that via insurance. So this is Thais. I kept it short and quick. Just to give you an idea of where we are present, we launched it a bit more than 2 years ago, and we are already present with Thais with what we call non-air clearing services, because we are still the airline association, so we call it non-air, but it's basically clearing services. And we are basically present everywhere. We expand now also to other parts, since we have banking infrastructure everywhere. We are capable of doing it. So this is where we are present. That's the business intelligence. I will skip it. And this is just, a case of how the complete set of data that we have, knowledge that we have, could be utilized in order to identify trends, identify point of sales, identify the end user of my services, who is the B2B channel that I want to work with, and the most important part in our eyes, of course, is the ability to get the money from this entity. So that was short and sweet.